Okay, welcome back to Filmbox, everybody. I'm your host Tyler Edwards, and today I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Loki. I'll be trying to do this show a little bit more justice than I did to WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. WandaVision I had a review for. Falcon and Winter Soldier I wanted to do a podcast for it to put on the channel. It never got made, which I feel like at this point I can't go back and review that show. But real quick, I'll just say that I like the show. There's some good aspects, some bad aspects. But anyways, yes, I'm holding my own homemade Tesseract or TVA paperweight, depending on who you ask. With that being said, this is a spoiler review, as it says in the title of this video, right down there beside the like button and the subscribe button. Shameless plug, my bad, I can't speak this morning. Shameless plug aside. Let's get into talking about Loki. Okay, so Loki takes place immediately after the events of Endgame, where you see Loki take the Tesseract and disappear. And of course, he disappears. He relocates to, I think, somewhere in Mongolia. The TVA come, they get him, and they send him back. But yeah, so pretty much after that little bit of altercation there, the TVA does go and, Loki's in the TVA. He's like, what the hell am I doing here? And they're like, well, you're a variant. And he's very confused to say. He's very confused, and he's seeing all these people either get, kind of like how the Grandmaster had that melting stick. Like, people are dying in that fashion. Like, TVA are just have like a tase stick, and they tase somebody, and they just disappear forever. But while all this is going on, Loki's doing his paperwork and whatnot. He's being kind of like taken in by the TVA. We're introduced to Agent Mobius, who's somewhere in the 1500s, and a kid points to a stained glass. They're in a church, and they see a kid come in. They're like, "Oh, hey!" Mobius is talking to the kid. The kid in the 1500s is chewing like a big red chew, but it's like blue. It's like a blue bubble gum of some sort. I don't know why the first blue bubblegum, I thought Big Red, which is probably red bubble. I don't chew bubblegum clearly, but anyways, bubblegum aside, the kid points to a stained glass window with Satan on it, with horns. The director has come out and said that it's not Mephisto, so no Mephisto comments, please. Or if you do, fine, I guess, but it's not Mephisto. And I think a lot of people have been on the Mephisto train since WandaVision, but I think a lot of people need to get off that train, because that train is about to plummet off a cliff. If anything, I think the director said, when we were writing the show, we didn't know about that whole Mephisto thing. We were just going to be like, well, that's Loki, the god of mischief. Some might see him as the devil. So I think that's what they're going for. But, if you want to say Mephisto, then you can be the person who screams Mephisto. But anyways, Mobius comes back to the TVA, and he says that he wants to talk to Loki, so he pulls Loki aside, and him and Loki are talking and whatnot. And of course, there's that great exchange where Owen Wilson's just like, you really love to talk. Tom Hiddleston goes, I don't want to talk. And he goes, well, yeah, you do like to talk a lot. Talky. I don't know. I find their chemistry already very believable. I can't wait to see them as like a dynamic pairing going forward with the show. But no, so Loki and Mobius is going over with Loki, and they're going through Loki's life, and they're leading up through the past. They even go into not Ragnarok, but Thor: The Dark World, and he shows that Loki ended up being the one that killed his mom. And I think because this Loki is the Loki from Avengers, the Avengers. I don't know why I said that. Kind of weird. I think I was trying to be like Avengers: Age of Ultron, Infinity. Anyways, this is the Loki from the Avengers. So he doesn't know that he doesn't know that his mom's dead. Odin is dead. Thor lost an eye. He doesn't even know that he's dead. He doesn't even know about Hela. He doesn't know anything about that yet. So eventually something happens where Mobius walks out of the room. Mobius walks out of the room. Loki grabs this little remote thing that Mobius has been pressing whenever Loki tries to attack him or something happens, and it just kind of rewinds him back to where he was before he attacked. So Loki steals that, and he's going around the TVA trying to escape. And he goes to like the offices, like it literally looks like an old 70s office, where they meet a guy. I can't remember his name, but he's just like this office worker guy, but he's been in a lot of stuff before, so it's good to see this actor again. You can put it down in the comments what the character's name is, but he's the guy who's like, Loki says, "I'll gut you like a fish." Josh is Josh's name. Josh, I think his name's Josh. It starts with a J, I believe. He goes, "I will gut you like a fish, Josh," and Josh goes, "What's a fish?" Hilarious, because the TVA agents aren't human. They're made by the timekeepers. I believe this is what they're called. Anyways, so while he's hiding with Josh, the office area, he opens the door. He's like, "Where's give me the Tesseract?" And Josh, he's like, "Here you go." And then Loki looks. Here's my homemade Tesseract. I'm gonna set that down. Quit putting that in here in the video. But no. So Loki goes, "The Infinity Stones." And he goes, "Yeah, we've had quite a few come through here." And then Loki's just like what? Like the Infinity Stones are nothing to these people? Oh my God. He's like, yeah, because Josh says, or I hope that's characters. I'm gonna call him Josh. Josh goes, "Well, yeah, we just use them as paperweights." They had the Soul Stone, they had the Time Stone, they had the Reality Stone. They had the Soul Stone, Reality, they had Soul, Reality, Space, Time, and Power, I think. Or at least they had like four, like multiples of four of the stones. I think, sorry, I just blanked out on the Infinity Stones, but they had a few Infinity Stones in the drawer, and Loki kind of comes to the realization that all this stuff for the Infinity Stones is kind of pointless. And then he goes back to the room which he was kind of locked in. He goes back in there, and he goes and he watches his life unfold. After his mom's death, he watches him and Thor. He watches Odin die. He watches Thor say, I thought the world of you. I thought you and me fight side by side forever. And then he sees where he betrays Thanos, and Thanos kills him. And Tom Hiddleston's reactions to all this was amazing. I think it was some of the best acting he's done as his tenure as Loki, which is not saying much because every time Loki's on screen, he's magnetic. The performance that he gave here was really good, and I can't wait to see what he does for the rest. So after this, also, after the Infinity Stone reveal, meaning that they're kind of worthless to the TVA, but also that Loki is just kind of like, well, what's my purpose now? The Infinity Stones are pointless, and I die at the hands of Thanos because of the Infinity Stones. What is my purpose? And I think, Morbius not Morbius. Oh, that's a Sony project. But Mobius comes in and he's like, "Look, you can work with me. We got to solve a case. Another variant of you is causing chaos." At which we cut to, it's like a variant of Loki, but it's cloaked. I have two theories. It is either Lady Loki, or it's somehow a somewhat similar variant. It's either like kind of President Loki, or, which I doubt, or Lady Loki. I do believe it's Lady Loki. I'm sorry for all the yawning. It is early for me, which is kind of weird. It's like the sun's out and I don't know why. Anyways, but no. So the end of the episode is basically Owen Wilson and Loki. They're teaming up. Like, I know they have names. I've said them throughout the video, but I'm Owen Wilson, Loki. That's where we are today. So Owen Wilson and Loki, they're going out. They're saying, "Wow," and they're going to be solving mysteries of the TVA. Overall, I thought this episode was fantastic. I think that the performances were great. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks as the show continues. I think the show is going to be great. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think that this show, out of all the other shows, has the most potential to be very big, very epic, and very... and I think even Kevin Feige said this is going to be a big part of the MCU. So we'll see what happens here. But also, two little things real quick before we go. One, this is the second time we've mentioned Nexus. Nexus was also mentioned in WandaVision as the medication that Wanda took in the third to last episode 7 of WandaVision. That's when She in the commercial, have Nexus for your da 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 da. So this is the second time we mentioned Nexus. Also, this is more of a nitpick, but if the Infinity Stones are nothing but paperweights to the TVA, look at all the people who died for the stones. Gamora, Black Widow, Tony Stark, Loki himself. These 4 people in particularly died for the stones, or died because of the stones, or to get them, or to use them to stop people. They died. And it kind of feels weird. Like, I know the TVA and all that, it's like, well, this had to happen, and I get that, and I think that's a good way to kind of be like, well, it had to happen. That's the way the timeline works. But you escaping the Tesseract, that is not how that's supposed to go. So I get how they did it, but at the same time, it does kind of feel like, well, we could have Tony Stark, but he's dead because that's how time had to go. But anyways, nitpicks aside, I love the show. Let me know what you thought about Loki down in the comments. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. It is small. It is trying to grow. And like Loki says, I am burdened with glorious purpose. You know what? I'm not going to say that. It makes me sound like a pompous asshole. I'm just going to say this. Treat people with kindness, and please be safe out there, and have a good rest of your weekend. And thank you for watching Film Box.